Hello and happy Independence Day. Everyone with a drone has wondered what it would be like to capture a fireworks show from the air. Well, I have good news. In the United States, there's no law or regulation preventing you from doing so. However, there are a few common sense things you need to know. 1. Check the airspace. Use the app Aloft or go to skyvector.com and look at the sectional charts. You want to make sure that you're flying in Class G unregulated airspace. 2. If you're flying at night, you must use a strobe light that is visible for 3 statute miles. I have a link to the LumeCube strobe in the description. 3. Do not fly over people. There tend to be people gathered around these fireworks shows, so pick a place where you're not flying directly over them. 4, and this is very important, coordinate with the fireworks people. You can't just roll up on your town fireworks show and start filming it. No, you can do this from a distance, but if you want to get up close and maybe fly in the fireworks, then you'll want to coordinate with the people putting on the show. Number 5, make sure there is enough light for you to find your landing zone. It's easy as pie just taking off and going up, but you forget it tends to get darker as the show goes on, and you might have trouble finding your landing spot. So have a lit area, stand by a street light or a set of strung lights, or have a very powerful flashlight that your assistant can put up into the sky so you can find where to land, because you're not going to be able to see trees and houses and things very well. If you're flying inside the actual fireworks themselves, like I'm doing here, make sure that you can see the horizon. This show was put on before the sun completely went down, so I was still able to get my bearings and figure out when I was level. I'm flying an FPV drone in full acro here, and without being able to reference the horizon, I would certainly have become disoriented and crashed. Another thing you may not realize is that most drones can withstand being hit with shooting sparks. The 2 things that will take you down are the mass of the projectile as it rises up to explode, and the initial explosion from the ordnance. Steer clear of these 2 things and you can get some pretty spectacular footage. Now for some camera settings. I'm using the GoPro Hero 9 here. And so what you want to do is you can open the Quick app, or you can do this on the back of your GoPro itself. These are the settings I used for this show. Set to 4K 30 frames. Make sure your lens angle is on wide. Turn Hypersmooth off, because Hypersmooth needs a lot of light in order to work properly, and it will just mess the image up if it's on. Put the bitrate on high. Set the shutter speed to 1/60. Then set the white balance to 4000K. If the white balance is left on auto, the camera will try to adjust for those bright flashes during the fireworks. Set the minimum ISO to 100. I set the maximum ISO to 800, but you can experiment to see what looks best for your individual situation. For fireworks, anywhere from 400 to 800 max ISO will work. Then set the sharpness to low, put the color on flat, and turn raw audio off. Raw audio simply creates a secondary audio file as a WAV file, and you don't need your camera working that hard while it's up there trying to film all this darkness. And finally, for my FPV friends, you're going to want to turn the wind setting to off. A lot of you already know this, but if you have ever flown FPV and launched and noticed that your audio has disappeared, well, that's because the GoPro thinks it's wind and it is muting it. You want that motor sound, you want to turn the wind setting to off, especially if you're trying to sync the sound during a fireworks show. Speaking of syncing the sound, this is what I did. I used a second GoPro near where I was sitting to get the audio from the fireworks show. Just point both cameras towards you and you can bibbity bop or clap your hands or whatever you want to do to sync the sound.
Bip bop, bibbity bop.
And then in editing, you'll be using the audio that you recorded from your source that's near you to sync it up with the video from the drone.
Bip bop, bip bop. Bip bop, bop, bibbity bop, bop, bip bop bop.
And there's one more thing that you can do to make it seem like the drone is recording the audio, and that is to eliminate the delay. You know how you can see the flash of a fireworks show before you hear it? Well, that is the time it takes for the sound to get to you. You can eliminate that in post by picking of a couple distinctive explosions like I do here, and then just slide the video over to match up with it, essentially eliminating the delay and making it seem like the audio is coming from the drone itself. Now, the settings I gave you for the GoPro are going to make the video look pretty good for low light. But there's another thing that you can do in post. I'm using Adobe Premiere Pro, but all video editors have a gamma adjustment. You put the gamma adjustment in here and then bump it down 2 or 3. I have mine set on 7. Again, this will depend greatly on the ambient light in your particular situation, and don't do it too much because you can start getting a little bit of graininess. But here's the before and after of the gamma adjustment, and I think you can see that it really does make a difference. Well, I hope this fireworks tutorial helped you out a little bit. Have a happy and safe Independence Day. Buh and bye.